What is happening? I am Sia and welcome to a new tactics testing video, and today we have a requested 3-4-3. I do like the look of this one, so fingers crossed it does work well and we get a good score for the league table, but let's get into it and see how it stands up. So as you can see, 3-4-3, and the formation is as so. We have a goalkeeper on defend, we have 3 centre backs, 2 on central defend and libero on attack. We have 2 wing backs on attack. We have a ball winning midfielder on support and a box to box midfielder also on support. 2 wingers both on inside forward attack and an advanced forward on attack. The mentality is attacking, and in possession we are passing shorter, passing into space, playing out of defence, running at the defence, being more expressive, overlapping on both the left and right with a slightly higher tempo with a wide attacking width. And in transition, we are rolling it out, distributing to the fullbacks and centre-backs, distributing quickly, and then counter pressing. Out of possession, it is a mid-block. We are pressing much more often, preventing the short goalkeeper distribution, getting stuck in and trapping inside. So that is the formation. Let's get to the end of the season with Leeds and see how they got on. So, as you can see, we finished in 13th place, which is 2 above the season preview where we had us in 15th. So, out of 38 games, we've lost 19, we've won 13 and drawn 6. Let's have a look. For 13, we've won. Any big names there? We beat Arsenal 3-0, Tottenham 2-1, and the rest of the teams that you want to be competing against. The draws, we drew against Man United and we drew against Newcastle, who are, they're a big side, aren't they? They're a big side now. The losses come to the usual suspects. Chelsea, City, another Arsenal, Tottenham there, Liverpool. Nottingham Forest 3-0 doesn't fill me with confidence on this, but let's go to the competitions, and we have won a trophy. The FA Cup is coming back to Elland Road. Let's have a look at how they got to that position. So let's go the FA Cup. I'll put the Premier League on thick. The FA Cup, and what a weird draw. First round, they had a 3-1 win against Palace, followed by a 6-0 Wimbledon. 5-0 Tottenham is massive. That is a huge result. 3-2 Brentford, 2-1 Cardiff, then a 1-0 win in fine fashion with Matthias Klick getting that goal. But then the Carabao Cup didn't go as well. So what happened here? We had Bournemouth in the first round, a 3-1 win against fellow Premier League rivals. Then a 3-2 loss at home to that's not a bad result, that personally. I don't think that's a bad result. But we qualify for the Europa League through this right here. But let's have a look if we are in the top goal. 41 goals for Haaland's a joke. But Patrick Bamford, joint 6th with Odson Edouard with 18. And that rounds up everyone in the goals for us. Average rating, Bamford, not on there at all. It's going to be the usual City, Liverpool and United. Even Arsenal in there, to be fair. Assists, we have a Luis Sinisterra, joint 6th with 9. And that is it for that. So how far off were we then with everybody else? Let's filter out not at club. And let's go to assists. 12 assists, Jackie Harrison. 11, Rasmus Christensen, 10, Luis Sinisterra, and 7, Tyler Adams. A 3 and a 10s are not the best of what I want to see. But goals-wise, we have 29 for Bamford, 9 for Jackie Harrison and Rodrigo, 8 for Klick, and 7 for Sinisterra. So not a large amount of goals. But obviously, mid-table in the Premier League is all you can really ask for, to be honest with you, with this formation. So we're going to add the 45 to the kitty. We have 2 more teams to do it with. Let's go Hull and see how they got on. So here we are at the end of the season, and we finish in 3rd, 4 above the season preview, which is absolutely incredible. 93 points, 98, 97, 93. Imagine if none of these we didn't go up. Imagine getting 90 points and not going up. Let's have a look at how we got in the playoffs then. Let's have a quick look at just the championship, and we've had some massive results at the start of the season. A 4-1 against Bristol City, 2-1 Preston and a 2-0 Norwich, followed by a draw against Burnley and West Brom. So big teams are doing really well there. A draw against Sheffield United as well. Obviously losing to QPR, Cardiff, Rotherham is a bit of a disappointment, but beating Blackburn, you're beating the teams that are going to be up there with you, which is what you really need to be doing. A loss against Reading here, a bit disappointing, but Borough 4-0, Sunderland 6-3, Blackpool 4-0. Let's get into the playoffs, where the first game was away at the Riverside and we drew 3-3. Two Yorkshire teams here, to be fair, so it's nice to have a Yorkshire team in there with us. But then a 3-0 win at home 2 red cards in a 2-minute moment of madness for Middlesbrough. But by then, to be fair, the game had gone. The game was gone by then, so it's fine. And then QPR in the final, 2-1. Let's have a look at the goal scorers in the league. Estupinian, as every time we get a good formation with this team, he scores 40 goals. He always gets above 35. He's an absolute tank. How old is he? 26 years of age. They got him from Vitória in Portugal. So he's a good player. Donovan Sinek was 16, and then Dimitris Pelkas with 15. And the average rating, we assume we're in this as well. We have Estupian third, 0.8 off Elijah Adebayo. Alfie Jones, our centre-back, he's in there as well. 7.16 for centre-back is unreal. It's absolutely unreal. But assist-wise, we have Jean-Michael Seri, second with 15. Sinek, joint 14th with 13. Pelkas and Christie, joint 6th with 12 apiece. This formation is actually... I'll be honest with you, I did like the look of it when I first saw it. I think if you have the right players, it's not really suited to Leeds, I wouldn't say. It definitely suits Hull and Bromley more. Bromley should probably have a good season because it does suit that a little bit better. Knocked out in the 3rd round to Ipswich, which is a disappointment because they're in League One, and the 4th round of the Carabao Cup to West Ham. But what happened in the Carabao Cup? Salford 1st round 2-1 win. I mean, what is going on? In the 2nd round, we won 3-0 against Accrington, 2-1 Huddersfield, and then a 4-1 loss. That's a big loss, isn't it? Jared Bowen getting the final one, ex-Hull. But then the FA Cup, straight out we were 2-1, a 93rd minute goal for Ipswich away from home. Fair play to them. Put us out, but it did mean we get promotion to the Premier League, which is, at the end of the day, for a team like Hull, that is the main target. We had 93 points, we add it to the kitty, and we go to Bromley to see how they got on. And here we are, the season preview is 20th, and we finish 3rd with 86 points. They're put straight into the kitty, but let's see how we actually got on in all competitions. Vanarama naturally, we obviously qualified for the playoffs. We'll see how we got on in that. Obviously didn't get to the final, unfortunately. But the 1st round of the FA Cup and the 3rd round of the FA Trophy. Let's jump straight in and see the 2 cups. FA Cup, Chippenham 5-1 in the 4th qualifying round, and we actually got knocked out on penalties against Port Vale. Port Vale of League One. That's so disappointing. 5-5 it ended up. 5-5 it ended. Penalties really ruining our day there. Unlucky, but hopefully they got a little bit of money for that, because that'll be devastating in the long run. 1st round of the FA Trophy we actually qualified for, we got knocked out in. 3-2 against Dartford, another 93rd minute goal, just like Hull. Disappointing, but that's exactly how it goes in this. It's fine margins, but I think they made up for it in the league. If we go to the National now, and we will be able to see the playoffs. So, a horrible start of the season. Losing to Wealdstone, Torquay, Dagenham and Redbridge, drawing with Aldershot and Scunthorpe, but managing to get a nice win against Ollie, 6-2. Eastleigh 5-0. You know, we really picked up form here, which is where we, yeah. It's in this league, if you get some good runs of form, you do tend to fly up the league. But that is what we're looking for, the 3-1 loss. Never really in that game. Was it a runaway is what we want to know. Was this a runaway or was it quite tight? I mean, look at that. 12 shots, 8 on target, 1.71 XG, score 3. 18-4, 1.55, we score 1. That is unlucky. That is football. But that is actually really nice to see. I'm enjoying seeing how we got on there. But let's have a look at the league. I want to see if we are in the goal scorers, which we will be. Michael Cheek with 29 and George Alexander with 19. He's in joint 12th. And that is it for that. Michael Cheek usually scores a lot more, so that's disappointing. I thought with this formation he would have scored more, but obviously not. Average rating with 1st and 3rd. Omar Sawumni, 27 years of age. Defender, 7.43 is a ridiculous rating for a defender. 7.41 for Michael Cheek. And that rounds out us on the average rating. And then assists, Billy Bingham with 13, joint 3rd. Reece Hannum, in 8th with 10. Louis Denny in 14th with 9. But a nice spread. If we go here, we'll filter out not a club once more. We'll see where we have the goals. 32 Michael Cheek, 20 George Alexander, and 19 for Corey Wheatley. I mean, 11 for the centre-back there, which is class. That is class. Let's look at assists, though. 14 for Billy Bingham. We have 11 for Louis Dennis. 8 for Corey Whiteley, and 6 for Michael Cheek, as well as Vennins and Forster. So that is a nice way to look at this. So they have a total in the league of 86 points. And that gives us a score of 74, which puts us in 2nd place. I actually really like this formation though. This formation here is very, very good. I'm a big fan of it. I think if you use it yourself, get the right players, the right stats for each position, I think you'll absolutely fly up the leagues. Probably win it with a very underrated squad, to be honest with you. But yeah, a new 2nd place, Mzungu's 343 Crusher. It is lovely to see. Thank you for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, comment down below. The league is below. You can get the link for it down there. Stay safe.